Hey there, folks! If you're enjoying these stories from Egypt's ancient past, don't forget to follow our channel so you don't miss this video or any of the ones coming up. It really helps us out if you subscribe, like, and leave a comment below. Thanks for supporting us. Cleopatra's tomb, the shocking truth found inside. This isn't some legend. What they found inside Cleopatra's tomb was real, and she wasn't alone. In the spring of 2022, an international team of archaeologists led by Dr. Kathleen Martinez, who was on site herself, began digging through a sand-filled tunnel near the temple of Taposiris Magna, about 20 miles west of Alexandria. This mysterious and lesser-known site in Egypt had mostly flown under the radar, until a random inspection of a small crack at the base of the temple's north wall during restoration sparked what would become a global sensation. By the second week of excavation, a strange echo detection device picked up a car-sized void hidden beneath the ancient stones. The team gathered at the spot, guided by old temple maps, though no one really expected to find anything. Carefully they cleared debris inch by inch. After 3 days they uncovered a flat limestone surface. Another day of brushing away dust revealed a door cut cleanly into the stone. It had no hinges or handle, just faint lines and strange, intricate symbols around the edges. The shocking part? The symbols seemed to mix Greek letters with traditional Egyptian hieroglyphs. One circular carving showed a woman with a narrow nose and high forehead. She looked a lot like the face seen on coins from Cleopatra II's time. While some team members cleaned around the doorway, others documented everything using cameras and tablets. Within hours, images of the door were already being passed around in scientific circles. That night, a message echoed through the camp. All work must stop until officials from the Egyptian Ministry of Antiquities arrived. The next 2 days were intense. Security guarded the site around the clock, and the discovery was hidden under thick coverings. When ministry officials finally arrived, they were stunned. The door had been expertly hidden in the wall and had never appeared on any temple blueprints. Removing it required precision explosive experts, no drilling or breaking allowed. Even the smallest scratch on the ancient carvings had to be avoided. After 3 grueling hours, the door gave a faint click and shifted. Behind it was a narrow, dim passage carved into the temple stone. 2 senior archaeologists entered first, armed with tiny cameras and flashlights. The tunnel was so narrow they had to shuffle sideways. The floor was caked in ancient mud, and the walls were decorated with murals painted in Egyptian and Greek pigments. 15 minutes in, about 15 feet deep, the tunnel ended abruptly, revealing a square hidden chamber missed by all previous explorers. What was inside shocked everyone. Scattered fragments of golden plates and a low stone sarcophagus with a lid carved in a strange Greek-Egyptian hybrid script. Unlike most tombs in Egypt that had been looted over centuries, this one was sealed tight. The air smelled faintly of oil. Electric lights cast long shadows over the massive stone panels lining the walls. The coffin dominated the room, frozen in time like it had waited for someone to rediscover it. The team began photographing and scanning everything, down to the tiniest details. Near the coffin's edge, they found the remains of a wooden box with golden pins. Its lid had Greek symbols and a silver serpent design. Inside there were small bones and some wilted bay leaves. Tucked into a nearby wall was part of a gold-painted lotus petal wrapped in cloth. Oddly, this burial didn't match typical Egyptian practices. The coffin wasn't held together by traditional pins. It was sealed with bronze pegs and a rare, expensive resin made from frankincense. Holding their breath, they opened it. Inside was the partially preserved skeleton of a mature woman. Thanks to the dry, stable conditions, delicate gold bracelets still clung to her arms and ankles, matching the jewelry style of Cleopatra's time. Her hands were arranged in a ritual pose never seen before in Hellenistic Egyptian burials. Under a layer of alabaster on the inside wall of the coffin was a faint image, again the woman with the long nose. At the foot of the tomb was a small, intricately carved golden mask. Its forehead had a blue glass inlay and an etched cobra. An archaeologist noticed a tiny bone box hidden under the coffin. Inside were fragments of a child's bones wrapped in cloth, a small mirror, and several tiny bottles, some filled with fragrant oils, others with unknown powders. Tests showed traces of gold and rare minerals in the dust lining the box. Nearby on the far wall was another strange find, a clump of ash under a slab marked with 3 Greek letters and a complex scorpion symbol, painted hastily with alabaster. When the slab was lifted, human vertebrae and teeth fell out, likely from a child about 8 or 9 years old. A bronze amulet of the goddess Isis and many tiny gold beads were found nearby. Remarkably, all the artifacts pointed in the same direction, toward the Nile Delta. The burial setup followed Greek-Egyptian noble traditions, but didn't quite match the usual royal patterns. Another discovery near the main coffin, a charred papyrus scroll. The archaeologists spent hours collecting its fragments. Analysis revealed tangled Greek and Egyptian writing, with Cleopatra's name boldly written in the Hellenistic style. Scorch marks and resin stains covered the floors and walls, hinting at elaborate burial rituals. The team's next mission was confirm the identity of the remains and find a possible link to Cleopatra, the last queen of Egypt. There was more than just ancient incense in the air. There was a sense that something bigger was still hidden, something that could rewrite history. Once the tomb was open, a flash of gold in the corner caught their attention. It was a decorated box carved perfectly into a wall niche. The enamel artwork showed tiny female faces, one with a high forehead and familiar nose. When compared to known coins from Cleopatra's era, the resemblance was striking. A string of gold beads formed a perfect semicircle along the top edge of the box, almost like it had been crafted with modern tools. Inside were 12 tiny glass gold amulets, each engraved with the Greek name Cleopatra and an eye of Horus on the back. Nearby stood a large golden jar on a stone base. A gilded serpent coiled around its neck, and on its side was a carved female figure wearing a cobra-topped crown. No archaeologist had ever seen a jar like it before. Inside was dried aromatic resin layered with glittering lapis lazuli and mica. At the jar's base was a small gold ingot shaped like a scroll. Behind the main coffin, buried under a pile of debris, they found another artifact, a glass amulet shaped like a woman's head. Around it was a ribbon clearly marked in ancient Greek, Cleopatra the Divine. Her neck and lips were painted gold, and tiny turquoise pieces made up the eyes. It weighed less than half an ounce, yet it was considered the peak of Egyptian craftsmanship. Behind the amulet they discovered a unique bronze ring with a boat engraved on it. Inside the ring was a mini-sculpture carved from multi-layered white jade. It showed a woman with Cleopatra's signature hairstyle and jewellery, identical to those on her coins. One of the rarest finds, folks, was a framed blue glass medallion. On it, you could see a woman holding a scroll in one hand and a statue of Horus in the other. The back, well, it showed a seated woman in a long robe with a small lion at her feet, an image never seen in any known Hellenistic Egyptian medallions. Another incredible discovery was a golden hairpin shaped like a snake, symbolizing eternity and protection. Its top was inlaid with blue glass etched with Greek text. Experts, you see, linked the wording to royal titles used exclusively by Cleopatra. Inside a small red agate jar, archaeologists found a clay seal showing a woman in a royal crown holding a double scepter, with the goddess Isis spreading her wings beside her. These images, I tell you, were exclusive to the elite TMIC dynasty. Among all the glittering treasures were simpler items too. A wooden pen wrapped in gold, a small mirror etched with eternal Cleopatra in Greek, and a thin silver plate on the floor showing a double-headed eagle, the symbol of the Hellenistic world standing at a crossroads of empires. What made all these artifacts stand out wasn't just the skill in making them, but their unique blend of Egyptian and Greek styles. Nearly everything was engraved with Cleopatra's name or her official royal title. The richness and detail of the objects, well, it led the team to one conclusion. The woman buried there had enormous status. But one step remained: cracking the tomb's inscriptions and solving the puzzle of how Greek script ended up in a secret Egyptian grave, clearly tied to something much deeper. There was another secret still hidden, and this mystery could change everything we thought we knew about ancient Egypt. Finally, I just want to thank you all for listening. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to follow the channel and keep an eye out for future videos. And subscribe, like, and comment.